Sometimes, a woman's silence is not a test for your ears, it's a test for your inner world. She doesn't speak, doesn't respond, but she's still saying something. Let's see, are you truly strong? Or just dependent on someone's attention? In such moments, most men either try to prove themselves or drown in their emotions. But a Stoic man thinks differently. He doesn't beg. He doesn't explain. Because he understands, sometimes not reacting is the strongest position. There is power in silence. When you discover that power, no one's behavior can shake you. The Stoic mindset teaches you this. Whether the world sees you or not, you must be able to carry yourself. Now let's look at this. When a woman ignores you, what does Stoic philosophy advise? If you want to know, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss future Stoic lessons like this. Like the video, share your thoughts, and send it to your friends so others can benefit too. When a woman ignores you, your first reaction may be hurt, anger, or confusion. It's like a voice inside says, "Why is she doing this? What did I do wrong? What should I say?" But that voice isn't really you. That's just your emotions trying to take control. Stoic philosophy shows us a completely different path. No external behavior should define your inner value. Just because a woman ignores you doesn't mean your worth has decreased. She is simply making her own choices, and you must stand firm in yours. Stoics say that events in life are neutral. It's our reactions that make them good or bad. If you respond emotionally, her behavior begins to control you. This isn't just about relationships. It's about self-awareness, self-protection, and keeping your power. Now imagine a woman ignores you. What's the typical reaction? You chase her. You get offended and act cold. Or you try to remind her of your presence through messages or social media. But the Stoic path says, pause, breathe. Ask yourself, does this reaction suit who you truly are? If you're a strong individual, what suits you is silence, balance, and principled restraint. Because emotions come and go. Anger will fade. Worry will pass. But your reaction, that reveals who you are. So never forget, what makes you strong in this situation isn't how she treats you. It's how you respond. A Stoic man doesn't measure his worth by someone else's actions. He knows, if someone fails to see your value, that's their problem, not yours. If you have principles, it doesn't matter who sees you, because you see yourself. Understand this. Showing your emotions to someone who ignores you means you're directing your energy outward. But the Stoic mindset tells you the opposite. Pull your energy inward. When the other person doesn't respond, it creates a kind of emptiness inside you. And human nature wants to fill that emptiness by texting, explaining, seeking reasons, or trying to get attention. But Stoicism teaches that emptiness is not to be filled, it is to be observed. You feel it, yes, but you are not owned by the feeling. You witness it and you let it pass. If a woman's silence deeply shakes you, it's not because of her power, it's because of the open doors within you. It means those doors haven't been closed yet. It means you're still seeking validation from outside. But the Stoic man finds validation not from others, but from within. He says, if I can stay true to my principles in this situation, then I've already won. Let's make one thing clear. This behavior is not indifference toward the woman. It is a display of self-respect. You know your worth so clearly that you feel no need to prove yourself to someone who chooses not to see you. If a woman doesn't see you, let her keep looking elsewhere. You stay on your path. Because in the end, it's not you who loses, it's those who fail to see you. Remaining silent, keeping your distance, and holding your position, these don't show weakness. They show unshakable strength. This is one of the most exhausting questions in the human mind. Why did she act like that? Why didn't she notice me? Why is the relationship heading this way? These questions can trap us for years, forcing us to circle the same emotions and stay stuck in the same mental space. But Stoic philosophy offers a different perspective. Why did this happen? Is not a question we can always answer clearly, because every person's intention, situation, and worldview is different. and the true causes of external events may never be fully understood. In truth, there's much to be lost in that loop. And the greatest loss is this: you lose your inner energy. Getting stuck in the why pulls you away from being present, from inner peace, from clarity. The Stoics remind us that the only things we truly control are our own thoughts and reactions. What happens in the external world, including someone ignoring you, is often beyond your control. So instead of trying to understand why the woman ignored you, the Stoic path tells you, protect your inner stability. Even if the situation shakes you, and stay true to your principles and your value. Here's an example. Imagine it's raining. You can complain, or you can choose how to walk through the rain. But trying to understand why it rains won't change your life. It's the same with people's behavior. If you stay stuck in the question, you drain your energy and give your power away. But Stoics respond differently. They take a deep breath and guide their thoughts. I hold control in this situation. External factors won't disturb my peace. This goes beyond thoughts. It affects behavior. The moment you commit to this principle, the question, why did she do this, no longer feels like a heavy burden. Instead, you'll think, this is a test for me, and I can pass this test without losing myself and by remaining calm. And as a result, you'll feel it. Inner stability makes you stronger. The uncertainty around you, the rejections, they no longer shake you as they once did. For the Stoics, this is the key. Don't focus on the external world. Focus on your inner world. Your peace, your principles, your mindset. Whatever a woman's intentions or behavior may be, you are not defined by them. You are defined by your values and your response. It is human nature to give more weight to other people's opinions than to our own internal value. We don't want to be ignored. We want to be noticed, acknowledged, validated. That's normal, but it's dangerous, because your worth is not measured by what others choose to see in you. It's measured by how you see yourself. If you judge yourself through their eyes, you damage your inner stability, shake your soul, and hand your energy over like a toy in someone else's hands. The Stoics strongly oppose this. They say, changing yourself for someone else's approval or struggling to prove your worth is a sign of weakness. True strength lies in creating your own sense of value, staying loyal to it, and not depending on how others perceive you. If a woman doesn't see you, doesn't acknowledge you, or acts cold, that doesn't necessarily mean she doesn't value you. Maybe there are other reasons in her world or emotions, but you shouldn't be busy trying to figure that out. Your job is to discover your inner worth and protect it. Why? Because if your value depends on someone else's recognition, you'll constantly live in tension and confusion. Someone else failing to see you doesn't lessen your value, but if you fail to see yourself, that's a real loss. One of the core lessons of Stoic life is this: you must learn to be at peace with yourself, without needing others to validate you. Here's a simple but powerful suggestion. Throughout the day, pause and ask yourself, who am I in this moment? What is my value? Why am I worthy? Don't wait for others to answer these questions. Get your answer from your own heart. Trying to prove your worth to others is, in a way, betraying yourself. Because a truly valuable person feels no need to prove anything. They speak through their presence alone. And when you accept this deeper truth, even if a woman doesn't acknowledge you, your silence, your calmness, your position will have their own quiet power. The irony is, people often see weakness in those who try hard to prove their value. But they sense strength in those who know their worth and remain committed to it. Such a person demonstrates their power through silence. In the end, tying your value to external approval is self-imprisonment. Finding it within and protecting it, that's true freedom. Sometimes it feels like a woman ignoring you is a kind of challenge. And in that moment, your instinct is to raise your voice, respond, or convince her. But the Stoics say, the smartest and strongest response is silence. Silence may look like weakness, but in reality, it's the clearest sign of inner strength and self-confidence. Why? because in silence you protect your inner world. Words can sometimes make you look weak, especially if they come from anger or confusion. But choosing silence is choosing self-control. And when you stay silent, people around you are more likely to see you clearly, because the calm and self-respect hidden in that silence reveals your true level. Many believe that everything must be said out loud, but the Stoics know not every word is necessary. The person who chooses silence understands. Words often create noise. Silence creates clarity. Not responding is sometimes the strongest response. The depth hidden in silence is more powerful than any spoken declaration. This silence also acts as a boundary. It says, I respect myself and my value, and I will not let you cross that line. And anyone who resists this silent boundary will either change their behavior or distance themselves from you. Either way, you win. So let's repeat it clearly. Silence is not weakness, it's self-respect. Silence is not passivity, it's control. Silence is not avoidance, it's power. You can apply this principle to many areas of your life. In challenges, conflicts, misunderstandings, respond not with words, but with silence and presence. Because in the end, people will remember not how you spoke, but how you stood. Now imagine this. The woman in front of you ignores you. You text her, no reply. Her behavior has changed. It's like you don't even exist. And in those moments, without realizing it, you start to drift away from your center. Your attention becomes fully focused on her behavior. All your energy gets lost in questions. What happened? Where did I go wrong? What can I do to make her see me again? This is the moment when Stoic philosophy shakes you awake. It stops you and asks, are you here to build your life around someone else's behavior, or to stand firmly in your own center? The Stoics call you to self-awareness. Why are you pouring so much energy into someone you cannot control? Why are you handing over the steering wheel of your life to someone else's reactions? Why are your thoughts, feelings, and behaviors shaped by their attention? Shifting your focus isn't just a psychological strategy, it's a return to your soul. It's no longer about why she doesn't see you, but why you should start seeing yourself more clearly. Because if she doesn't see you, it's a chance for you to see yourself more deeply. Maybe life is trying to tell you, how long will you keep measuring yourself by someone else's attention? A Stoic man thinks like this. If someone doesn't see me, it's time to pause, reflect, and grow. If attention is missing, it's a chance to turn inward and hear my soul. If someone doesn't value me, it's a call to value myself even more. What does this shift in focus give you? Inner freedom, energy, self-respect, emotional strength, the feeling of having control over your own life. When your focus is on the other person, you're always in a reactive state. You respond based on what they do. But when your focus returns to you, you're no longer reacting, you're holding a position. The greatest changes happen in silent moments. When a person turns inward and starts observing themselves, that's when power is born. Stoic philosophy says, don't try to fix someone else's behavior. Fix your will. Change your perspective. Regain control. Because if you're not at the center of your life, then someone else's behavior has the power to break you or lift you. And that's not freedom, and that's dependency. She may not see you, but the more you see yourself, the clearer the world will see you too. So her ignoring you is not a tragedy. It's an opportunity to truly see yourself. Many people want to win in a relationship. They want to make the woman regret, prove their worth, or come out as right. But the Stoic doesn't think like that. His goal is not to win the game, but to continue playing it with dignity. He's not focused on the outcome. He's focused on preserving his grace, level, and inner strength. Because when you fixate on the outcome, you lose your stability. The more you expect a reply, a shift, or a change, the more your inner tension builds. You wait, and in the waiting, you lose your peace, your focus, your center. But if you choose this mindset, no matter what happens, I will not abandon my principles. Let the result be whatever it will be. then you've already stepped into true inner freedom. From that point on, what matters is not the outcome of the relationship, but who you remain through it all. If a woman doesn't see you, or doesn't consider you valuable, that's her perspective, but your response defines your character. If you respond with calmness, patience, and principle, then regardless of the outcome, you rise. For the Stoics, a person's greatness lies in their reactions, remaining courteous and composed in the face of rejection, preserving your dignity when someone disregards you. That is true honor. If she turns back to you or doesn't, if you stayed true to yourself, you've already won. Because the real test life gives you is this: who do you remain in difficult moments? If you can answer that question with your own name and your own principles, you are already victorious. Weak people live for results. Strong people live by principles, posture, and conviction. The world may not understand your position. A woman may fail to recognize your worth. But if you remain loyal to your integrity, sooner or later, the world will acknowledge you too. At the very least, your own world will honor you. And sometimes that alone is a tremendous victory. Ask yourself honestly, if you knew this relationship would lead nowhere, would you still choose to act with dignity? If your answer is yes, then you have already proven yourself. If these words stirred something within your soul, then let's share this silence together. Like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel. Because maybe somewhere out there, these words might guide someone who's drowning in their own silence. Sometimes silent strength speaks louder than 1,000 voices.